Hello, hello. I'm thinking I go to the park. That's really close by. And then maybe I can provide an update on how Oaxaca is. Let me see if I can find a good spot for this. All right, here we go. Let's see. Since we last spoke, generally when we travel to a new place, we settle in. It takes a couple days to settle in. The first day is just unpacking and then getting oriented. And that's where we found the coffee place. Saksh and I went and then had brunch there. Everyone sells this dish we like called chilaquiles, which is basically salsa and tortilla chips, I think. Then there's, we tried to do a food tour on Monday. And so we went to, I don't know, like 5 different places. And I had chosen that food tour because I wanted to make this huge montage of like food places. But then I realized that this is just a symptom of watching too many Casey Neistat videos, which they're so good, but they're bad for your health if you're trying to be, if you're trying to copy a style. Because they're so fun, but they're so work intensive. They're very challenging to do. I'm still gonna use the footage for this update because I'm feeling a montage coming on.
You know who made it.
You can't really go wrong with fried dough and sugar. We finally had churros for the first time. Churros were pretty good. But then we learned that churros is actually a Spanish thing, not a Mexican thing. The Spanish influence over Mexico is obvious, right? They were the colonial power back in the, 15, 1600s, all the way up till Mexican independence. So they brought a lot of the food here, and so a lot of the really good food here is a mixture of, traditional food mixed with Spanish. Churros are kind of pure Spanish, whereas I believe mole and subsequently the 7 moles of Oaxaca, that's more, native indigenous influence, which is pretty cool. So we're trying out as many Mexican foods as we can. So we've tried mole. We actually did a tasting of 7 different moles. Our favorite was Metzatlan. Man, I butchered that. Wait, let me just pull out my note real quick. So our favorite was actually Mancha Mantel. So Mancha Mantel had pineapples, super spicy, super good. So mole was great. We went to a tortilleria, just fresh tortillas in the morning, and we've been able to use that with our food. We haven't really done much cooking ourselves. What little we've done has just been to like mix things we've bought with maybe the rice we've cooked, because we cook rice. We cook a mean rice. That's just true. And we've actually been forced to up our rice game. So before, we kind of needed the Instant Pot, or we needed like a rice cooker, and now we're just making do with whatever we had. In the last place in Guad, I learned how to cook microwave rice, which is, it's very scrappy. It's very jugad, as they say. Last time I learned how to cook bowl rice, and here I've been forced to perfect my pot rice. So I'm just in one pot, I'll cook the rice, and then we season it a little bit. We did a walking tour this morning, and so that's where we kind of, that's where we explored the old city of Oaxaca. The city center here is called the Zocolo or Zotoro. I'm gonna have to look that up. The city center has this huge church cathedral because, you know, until the 1850s, Mexico was basically a religious. There was no separation of church and state, right? So everyone had to be Catholic, and so the biggest public spaces in Mexico are all churches. One of my favorite trivia items about food is the fact that Indian food wasn't spicy until Mexican chilies were started to be imported by the kings. I also want to plug the podcast and newsletter I'm doing with a good friend Vijay called One Weird Thought. Having that constant push every week to think of a new idea and then, you know, write about it and then talk about it is great. It's super fun. But check that out if you want to, you know, hear about more weird ideas. Anyway, I hope this was not too badly framed, and I hope I can edit this into something that resembles a story that is somewhat interesting. But yeah, wish me luck. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. God, that's MKBHD's ending. I gotta think of a new one. I gotta think of a better one. We'll see. We'll see. Bye.